yards on the game's first play. Second down. This defense for the Rams, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
There's a little bit of lightning talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. The Cowboys at 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they move back above 500 with a victory last week.
And you look at their start, a win, a loss, then a win. This might be something we see from them a lot this year, because when they're at their best, they can play with anybody. But bringing their best every week, that's been a challenge thus far.
14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
A first down carry by Elliott. They find some open field here. And so close, he gets it to the run. Out of bounds right there. 53 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Elliott is going backwards here. They come in and drop it all the way back at the 4-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Dak going to hand it to Elliott on the option. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's up, it's good, and the Rams take a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Rams 7.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This one will come out to the 25 as Pollard is going to elect not to return it. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. The last time everything looked pretty good except that final play on the pick 6, and now they've got to come right back out here, Charles, and try to pick up the pieces and get things going again.
Yeah, it certainly seems dire, doesn't it? But there is a silver lining, and it is hard to see so soon after that touchdown. But the game plan was definitely working. They were generating offense, had the ball beyond midfield, getting wins on each down against the defense. So they are moving it well. They just have to hang on to it.
Yeah, as you said, though, probably tough to remember those good things on that last drive when it ended like it did. On 2nd down, Elliott. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Open man Lamb, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
A handoff left, Elliott. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Play action now. Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Rams will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
Partner, I think this is what long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past.
And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Stafford going to give this to Akers. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
Running the ball can be a struggle in this part of the field. In fact, it's a perfect spot for defenders to pin their ears back and try and work upfield, and they capture him for a loss.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. On the counter, this is Akers. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down. Here comes the Rams punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That's taken inside his own 40. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points. But then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls at work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued did on the last one.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Prescott. He's got it complete to Tolbert. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
From the 35 on second down, Prescott. It's caught. Tolbert. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
He's brought down by Terrell Burgess.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Meanwhile, Prescott's throw complete into the hands of Schultz here. Two minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he gets the 1st down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Well, they gave themselves options there on the third down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Prescott. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Prescott. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And forthcoming, a field goal try for the Cowboys. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD. And it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far. Finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now this is taken in by the tight end, Bryson Hopkins. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. On 1st and 10, Stafford. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he's going to have a first down here. They're also in a field goal range now at the 27-yard line. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Throwing is Stafford. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game. But after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To the air again, Stafford. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Stafford. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the Cowboys force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, is going to hurt on any down. But really, the only down you can kind of live with is if you...
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. To throw on 2nd and 10. Stafford. That'll be caught. It's Cup. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that.
Touchdown! Cam Akers, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11.
14, Cowboys 3.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off. When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
They'll run on first down with Akers. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Credit the tackle there to Jordan Lewis. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing on third down, Stafford. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. And his kick is indeed good, and they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it. So they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback. And they work this well upfield across the 35. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play there, second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance, they're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Prescott to throw on fourth. Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Cowboys here unable to convert on fourth down. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. On first down, Stafford here. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. Back now in Arlington. It's the Rams out in front here. They've got control of the football as well as we get set for the fourth quarter. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 down at the 31. back to throw. Stafford. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. 2nd and 10, Stafford again. That's out to the flat for Akers. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Stafford. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. He's at the 50, 30, 20, 10. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Now the try here for the extra point. And it's up through the goalpost at 17-10. So here's a kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
On 2nd and 11 now. Stafford, open man right side is cut, complete. Finding space at the 40. Down the right sideline. Inside the 20. Touchdown, L.A. Well, this is really where Cooper Kupp separates himself from some of the other receivers. His ability to make plays happen after the catch. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Prescott. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the
blitz coming, and down he goes. Micah Parsons able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Throw left side, complete to Kupp. Touchdown, Rams. Cooper Kupp, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Rams are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. This taken in at the goal line.
Tony Pollard on the return. The Cowboys make over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
The Cowboys on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. Well, everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
Prescott down. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Inside give to Elliott. 73 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, I think after that run, the defense get back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense, and know what they say. Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
On the left side, Gallup's got it. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. On play action, Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Elliott. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and lead the game out that way.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for L.A., they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins.